Welcome to this wonderful event, the one and only side event that is about Africa, the continent of the future. Yes! Yes! While you are still looking for seats, possibly getting some beverages from the bar, we have a couple of minutes for some housekeeping. First of all, it is recommended for everyone to be wearing their masks during this event. So if possible, please wear the masks so we keep this, away from as many places as possible. This is a fabulous event. It's going to be 2.5 hours, and we're going back to the roots. We're going back to the roots of a better promise for humanity. We had more than 300 startups actually participate in all kinds of competitions across the southern parts of Africa. You know the country of our favorite? You know the country called Africa? No, that's not true. That was a bad joke. Sorry about that. But today we have a final. We have the final that we will be seeing 11 startups on stage. And during their presentation, so the format is as follows. They have 3 minutes to do their presentation, and then there's 2 minutes questions that are posed by our respected jury members. So the jury members who will be deciding on the destiny and fate of these startups and who's going to win it. The first, I don't know. Did you get the wine? Yes, she got the wine. Here she is. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Yasin Sam, the leader at Google, as she says. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. We all know that Google is not the search company, but actually the find company. And they have been actively present in Africa across the whole region since late 2000 noughties. Wonderful, wonderful people and a great company with great impact. The next person is so tall and so wonderfully handsome that he's still typing away on his pad. Pierre, look at him. Isn't that a guy who could be the next Mr. Africa? Yes, he is, and he's today here. And who is this? Vincent? No, let's leave Vincent aside. Johanna Raihalme from FinFund, the next great judge. FinFund is an organization, as we all know, that funds and finances programs in Africa, helping and assisting people to actually make stuff work and scale. And last, but definitely not least, Vincent Forsman, one of the founders of Ambitious Africa, the great movement that seeks to establish student and community-driven entrepreneurship activities across all of Africa. Vincent, please welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. So, housekeeping. Toilets, laboratories on the outside. Bar over there. Because the programs that Finland funds do not allow the programs to purchase alcohol, it is all, please pay for yourself. Food is there. If you're too hungry, go and grab something, but it would be advisable to wait for the mixer, right? Now, my name is Ape Pohjavirta. I've been involved with startups in Africa and innovation since 2009. Services I've built and developed have had more than 1 million users across Africa, and I've been actively involved in the development of multiple innovation ecosystems. Those that have been funded by the World Bank haven't succeeded, but those that have been student-driven and community-driven, and especially those that have been funded by us Finns, have been highly successful. Did I hear someone laughing? You're so big that watch out. Now, to start things off, the official welcome words are from Mr. Ilari Lindi. Ilari is one of the great persons behind much of the innovation programs in Southern Africa. Please welcome Ilari. How are you?
I'm good. I guess I can take the mask off now.
You have 2 minutes.
Going on that 2 minutes. So thanks everyone for coming. I think we had more than 250 registrations, but obviously there are things that may work against us, the sign of times, unfortunate. But we have almost full house. And let me say first this, that what Ape was saying, that I will be the host. Yes, SAIS, Southern African Innovation Support Program, is one of the hosts. This event is co-organized now by not only us, SAIS, but also other partners who are both located here in Finland, but also in the continent, and namely in Southern Africa. And of course, for SAIS, the focus is in the SADC region, and in particular 5 countries, to name them: South Africa, Botswana, Namibia, Tanzania, and Zambia. So big thanks on our behalf goes, of course, our partners here, Think Africa, or shall we call it Think Africa Week. I think this is the 4th time we are doing this event together with Think Africa, and they've been helping us enormously, of course, here in Finland, because we in SAIS, we are based down in South. We are also very happy to join with Ambitious Africa, and I think it's great to see that there is so much enthusiasm, so much knowledge, and such a great networking capabilities. And hopefully you can take something with you once size ceases to exist as well. And then, of course, AGS, another program which is funded by the Finnish Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Size, of course, is different because we are not only funded by MFA Finland, but also the governments of these 5 partner countries. And last but not least, Southern African Network, SAIC, Southern African Innovation Community, that has actually been responsible for organizing all these national competitions in 5 countries. So the process started in February and it's been going on in 5 different countries on a regional final. And of course, today then we are here and this is kind of the culmination point. So maybe this is enough for official words. I think I strongly surpassed the 2 minutes. Yes. So so I leave it there, but the way it's gonna go now, that my colleagues from organizers will also come to the stage. They will say a few words here and there whenever the opportunity exists. But the main stars today, of course, are the startups who have come here and who've been in Finland since Wednesday last week, training with the excellent mentors and masters of, like our master of ceremony here. So let me start by introducing the first one. We have Lucas.
Yes, all right.
From South Africa. And the business is called Reslocate. Lucas, this is all yours now. Remember, 3 minutes. The format is 3 minutes and 2 minutes questions by the judges.
Thank you, Hilary. Super performance, Hilary. And hey, Lucas, here you go. Wow. This is the moment when we start singing.
Lucas?
What do you want me to sing? Like a Reslocate, what a wonderful startup. Reslocate, let us locate.
Yes, Lucas. Mic check. Okay.
Go ahead.
Once upon a lifetime, I was a student, and I understand the student journey and how hard it can be to find accommodation all in the first week of arriving in a new environment. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lucas Mohaswa. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Reslocate. Reslocate is an interactive platform that connects credible property owners with students. We exist to solve the critical issue of student accommodation by being the go-to guide for finding relatively affordable, safe, and secure accommodation. In South Africa, we've got about 17 million households, of which 3 million is reported to be occupying rental units. Our market is 2.5 million students enrollment, and it's reported to increase by 1.6 million in 2025. Our product is easy to use. For property owners, you just simply download the app, and then we get back to you. And then after that, for students, they download the app, and then they can choose the place of their choice. So far, we've managed to bootstrap $100,000. We've got more than 2,000 base loaded on the app, and we've got about 1,000 downloads. Our business model is simple. We charge between 2% and 5% on the lease value on success. We are adopting the markets by having events such as high school and university activations, and we are in partnerships with finance and banking, and also prop tech associations. Here are some of our competitors, but we are different to them because we are inclusive, we've got a wider reach, we are student-driven, and the app is easy to use. We employ students enrolled in these universities to be part of our agents so that they vet the properties listed on the app. Our exciting team contains of me as a Chief Executive Officer, and we've got 15 years combined experience ranging from property investment and also marketing and business development. Today, we are asking for networks. We are asking for connections. We are asking for social capital. We are asking for access. Thank you very much.
Now the judges, we have 2 minutes for questions, and please use the mic in front of you should you have any of those questions, please.
One question. You said one of the key criteria is affordability. How do you make sure the property is actually affordable? So how do you go around that problem? Thank you.
You know, hence I said we are providing a wide range of properties on our app, so students themselves, they'll choose which one is affordable or which one is suitable for them. Thank you.
A great pitch, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Can you speak to your competitors?
Okay. In South Africa, we've currently got 2 competitors who've merged, and then we came up with strategies on how we can be better than them. Hence, I was saying we employ students enrolled in these institutions to be our agents, and then they help us also with vetting properties that are listed on the app. And the other thing is that we are inclusive. We accommodate low LSMs and high LSMs as well. Thank you.
If those were the questions, then thank you. Give a great hand. And next on stage, let me invite from all the way from Namibia, Canopus Interconnections. Is that the case? Is that true? The clicker? Yes, the clicker is there. Nemo.
My screen is off.
Give a great hand when people come on stage and off stage. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Neru Duncan Ndongo, CEO of Canopus Interconnections. Today, I am looking for a 92,000 euros investment in return for a 12% stake in our company. What if the next big thing isn't a thing at all? It's lots of things, all waking up. Become part of the global phenomenon we call Canopus Interconnections. Cars will talk to road sensors, will talk to stoplights about traffic efficiency. Ambulance will talk to patient records, will talk to doctors about saving lives. The next big things are communities closing the digital divide, ensuring social inclusion and equal opportunities for all by making internet access a utility. Just as you do not have to worry about how water gets to your tap or electricity to our homes, our smart solutions integrates fiber connection and mesh networks to eliminate Africa's internet worries. Well, with a subsidized 20 cents per gigabyte, urban services are brought to your fingertips and smart life decision-making is enabled. Our business model brings various stakeholders together within a mutually beneficial ecosystem where each plays a unique yet interconnected role. Well, I became a CEO when my second grade teacher said, "Nero and company, get out of your class." With only 30% of the African population having access to the internet, my team and I have been at the forefront of digitalizing communities across the African communities. Currently, we have major projects in plan. We have signed deals with cities around Namibia. We are working on the Ketmansop Smart Connected Community, and we have signed with one of the biggest insurance companies in Africa, Old Mutual. We are digitalizing their shopping centers around Namibia. The time is now, my people. We are waking Africa up. Thank you.
Wow, thank you. Questions from the judges, please.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me? Yes. So could you talk a bit more about the business model? So you mentioned like shopping centers. Is that like the way to go? So it's like B2B and not B2C? Or could you just elaborate on that?
We are combining both of that. We are targeting communities, so we build the infrastructure around the community, and then from there we sell tickets and data bundles to their clients, and local authorities roll out their smart solutions, for example, like smart water systems and so forth through the infrastructure. So we're targeting local authorities and clients as well at the same time.
Yeah, thanks.
You mentioned you build infrastructure.
Yeah.
So what exactly does that build include?
That includes wired connections, which is fiber, which will go to households, and then we'll create a mesh network for the people on the outdoors that are able to use their smart devices just to access services online.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much for the presentation. Can you elaborate on the budget, the 92K? How are you using it if you got the money today?
Okay, currently, what we're asking for is to invest into the smart community that we are building. So we're looking to build we have 14 towers that we have identified around the community, which we will put outdoor access point on to distribute the coverage around the community to the people. So at the back end, there will be a physical connection just to one tower, which will spread the mesh network into other 3 ones, which will not need a physical connection. So that reduces the cost.
And my question speaks to security. How do you take this into consideration, especially if you have one tower, and not only from a security perspective, but from a sabotage perspective?
Okay, interesting. With security, we're looking to have, you get a free bundle, that one is open, and then for usage into the outside connection, we're looking to have a password so that we know exactly who's on the network. Everybody will get a static IP address, so we know who's on the infrastructure at what time. If there's a bridge, we can identify where it's coming from because your IP address does not change, so we know who you are at what time and where.
Thank you. That was a great pitch. Super. Thanks. And next, it is my great pleasure to invite to the scene one of the true powerhouses of activating Africa amongst the minds of Finland. Miriam Munazero, the chairperson of Think Africa movement. It's a whole movement. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Wow, good evening, everyone. Someone said at the Think Africa's Week opening ceremony that it would be a shame if all these young talents came from Africa and came to Finland and didn't find any Africans to welcome them. So Think Africa is here to welcome you. We have partnered with SAIS for several years now to host this Boost Up competition in collaboration with them and other partners. And so we will give you a welcome to Finland, and we also welcome you to Think Africa Week, which is one of the biggest Africa and African diaspora inspired event that happens in Finland every year around this time in Slush. You can feel the cold here. Think Africa is a community-driven organization that works to enhance the collaboration between Finland and African countries. And we also work a lot to promote the participation and the representation of the African diaspora in Finland. All right, thank you very much. So please connect with us during the networking. We have several members here of Think Africa, so get to know us as well. All right, next I introduce on the stage Portia Malfunga, if I say that correctly, from PRD Solutions from South Africa. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me? Sorry, thank you. All right. So did you know that 1% of the world's population, that's 75 million people, use wheelchairs on a daily basis? An accessible toilet is hard to find. Us as able-bodied people take all of this for granted. In 2011, I had a major accident. I broke my pelvis, and I ended up in a wheelchair. I went into a deep depression because now I needed my mother and granny to lift me off the wheelchair and put me onto the toilet pot. But instead of withering away in that depression, I thought to myself, if I'm going to be in the situation for a short period of time, what about those who's going to be in the situation for the rest of their lives? And that's how I came up with the innovation called the Peritube. Now the Peritube is a retrofitted seat that fits onto any standard existing wheelchair, working together with disposable biodegradable bags, converting into a toilet while the person is seated on the wheelchair, bringing back independence and dignity to the user. Now, we do have our competitors who are the commode. However, what makes us stand out from the commode is we've been given ahead by the Austrian Patent Office that our mechanism is the first of its kind in the world. Now, our customers are generally wheelchair manufacturers, which we already started partnering up with, public and private hospitals, as well as medical device wholesalers and pharmaceutical outlets. These are some of the tractions that we've been assisted by with regards to our innovation, reaching the markets. And one of the greatest innovations or companies that we've been assisted with is the Technology Innovation Agency. They brought our innovation from just a picture and into life. Our current milestones, we have reached a few. We've just been credited by the SEPRA Board of Medical Standards in South Africa that we are a Class A device, meaning we don't have to go and do extra testing. We can go ahead and test right now with what we have, and it will be approved. Our team is made out of 4 people, which is myself, Portia Malfunga, the innovator, Judicial Chillen, which is my co-partner, and she is in law. We have Ellen and Brandon, who are our engineers and our manufacturers, so we outsourced our manufacturing. And we have the Industrial Development Corporation of South Africa, which backs us up when we have to attend beautiful events like this. Our current achievements is we just got our patents registered in SA and approved. We're waiting for our patents in the United States to be approved. And the reason why we're doing that is we do not want to compete with our competitors because we bring novelty, we add on value to what they have. So we want to actually partner with our competitors in the USA. Our revenue model, so my apologies, this is in dollars. So we've uptake per unit will be $160 to buy a unit of a seat. However, the sustainability of the company is the biodegradable bags because you'll be buying this on a monthly basis. We use the theory of change. Am I done? Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
Thank you, Portia. Questions from the judges?
Thank you. I think this is a very innovative business model. You mentioned competition. Is there any? Are there any similar products in the market?
Yeah, the commode. And however, what makes us stand out from the commode is you can sit for hours on end on the wheelchair. We took into consideration your back and your posture, and as well as a lot of people get sores when they're seated on the seating. So there's a lot of medical technology that we've taken into consideration while building this product.
And just to make sure, your end customers are the wheelchair manufacturers, medical facilities, not actually the end users.
Okay, so our end customers, yes, it is wheelchair manufacturers. However, our buyers will be the person that is assisting the person using the wheelchair.
Thank you.
So have you done any piloting? What is kind of the feedback from that?
Yes, we have. We've tested our first round of seats. We got feedback from both the patient and including the doctors as well. And the seats that you see currently now on the picture is our development seats that is going back into testing.
Okay.
Thanks for the pitch. What is the size of the market that you estimate?
Pardon me?
What is the size of the market, the potential market that you're expecting?
Okay, so we did a feasibility study 2 months ago with Yale University, and just in South Africa alone, it's $117 million. So we're still doing the rest of the world.
I'm not too familiar with your market, but one of the things at least I should say many of the people I've met who have been in wheelchairs have been very much self-starters. They want to do things on their own. How do you deal with that kind of a group within your market? Those who want to just do things as regular people are doing, as everybody else?
Thank you for the question. When it comes to that, it's a very sensitive topic. We've been punched many times, but the value, what we show them, what we add, is that there's less accessible bathrooms no matter where you go. And where we come in is just giving you ease of access to those bathrooms.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And now next, you know, everybody always talks about Africa as the continent of the youth, the young people of Africa are the future of humanity. And here is a great example. Just 15 years of age, here is, are you ready? Here is Welcome on stage, Moses with ExamNet.
Yes, you have. Hello. Hello. There we go. My school's national exams performance increased by approximately 24% after effective use of ExamNet help by my students. These are the words that were said by Mr. Bambaza, who is the head teacher of Makumbusho Primary School back in Tanzania. Hello, everyone. My name is Moses. And before any of you start asking, why is this 15-year-old on stage? Yes, I'm a businessman. Let's go on to the problem.
Way to go, Moses.
When I was in primary school, I and my friends experienced a challenge that we weren't getting enough testing nor exercises to prepare us for final exams. So we were in private schools and thought of, if we're in private schools and still experiencing this, what are the people in government schools who are less privileged experiencing? So this is what pushed me and motivated me into developing ExamNet, where we aim at putting education on every child's hand. ExamNet is a mobile and web app that helps primary school students improve their problem-solving skills and educational knowledge by attempting different tests through the app and gaining access to different learning content through the app. We also have some supporters who are some of the most vital in Tanzania, educational stakeholders in Tanzania. Traction as of 1st November of this year is that we've attracted over 9,800 users and over 14,000 done tests. We have a market potential of around 800,000 users in East Africa alone and around 6 million in Africa. We predict to have a business model of $1.3 that will begin to be charged on 1st January of next year. We expect to start with a profit of around $300,000 by first year of business. That will grow to around $2.7 million by year 5 of business. We have a few competitors, but then we believe that ExamNet will take over the market, given that we offer what each of these competitors are offering, because some of them only offer digital books, some of them only offer testing, some of them only offer video lectures. While with ExamNet, you can gain access to testing, video lectures, and digital books, and for the test, you gain your corrections and your scores instantly after completion of the tests. This is a team that is headed by me, the software developer and founder, and we also have an advisory board that is headed by Professor Honest Ngoy. Finally, we are asking for $300,000 that we hope to lead to an outcome of $2.7 million by year 5 of business. Thank you, and looking forward to the opportunities.
Thank you, Moses. That was a good one. So, judges, questions, comments?
Welcome.
Thank you. What level of students would be your primary target? It's not working. I guess you can, now you can hear me, yeah. But you get the question. What level of students would be the primary audience?
We're dealing with students from grade 4 to Form 6. So for us, it's advanced level. So it'll be from a couple of classes in primary school and from 1 to 6 of secondary school.
Thank you. I have one more question. You mentioned it's a mobile app. Does it require a smartphone, or is there an alternative solution to use the app?
It's a mobile and web app, so it can also be accessible through websites. But then we are also looking into cooperating with telecom companies so that the app can be available on feature phones through USSD.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for democratizing information and education. So following up, what operating systems are you supporting at the moment, and is the application offline? Can you use it offline, or do you actually use data?
What's your first question?
What are the operating systems that you support? Operating systems.
Operating systems.
Yeah.
So it runs on all Android, iOS, and also any kind of laptop. And it's not available offline, unfortunately, at the moment. But then, as I said, we are planning to work with telecom companies that can either make our database accessible offline and also make the platform available through USSD.
Have you evaluated the cost for the customer from a data perspective?
Not really. Thank you.
My man, congratulations, man.
Thank you very much.
15 and doing big things.
Yeah.
Huh? Sky is the limit.
Yeah.
Now, let me be tough on you. I'm actually pretty familiar with the edtech industry in the African continent, including in South Africa. I see you've listed some of the competitors, including Schule.
Yes.
What would you say to somebody like me who says that passing exams is not the problem for students, that actually understanding what is being taught is the biggest issue, not passing exams? Because currently in the continent, we have a lot of kids who are passing exams, finishing universities, but can't even write a proper essay. What would you say to that?
I think it's a bit tricky because it's not where we're focusing. We're more focusing on giving the student the test or the other learning content. So I think it's up to the student on how they take the content and excel themselves. So it's going to be a bit out of our reach.
How would you counter against kids trying to cram their way out of exams instead of understanding so that they can actually build knowledge?
That's a good thing, actually. The first time we went to the National Examination Council of Tanzania, we were going to ask for past papers. We normally have national exams at the end of each primary year. So going there and asking them for the past papers, they told us that, first of all, time is over, actually, so.
You owe me a...
Yeah, I owe you an answer, so thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Moses. Good one, thank you. And next, we will have on stage Dr. June Jeremiah, the doctor man, is gonna come and show us some good stuff. Welcome on stage.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. June Jeremiah, founder of Mcs Security Solutions, a leading cybersecurity company based in Botswana. Complexity is the enemy of security. As digital transformation becomes main strategy to empower business growth, cybersecurity solutions are becoming crucial to protect digital assets. However, most of the organizations are still facing challenges to implement and deploy their cybersecurity strategies because of high cost of investment in cybersecurity solutions, complexity in managing their cybersecurity solutions, as well as lack of cybersecurity risk scoring and increasing compliance requirements. Here's the good news. We have come up with a solution called Enterprise Security in One Platform. Our solution ensures compliancy, gain threat visibility, and improve protection of digital assets. What our solution does, it gives visibility of your organization's cybersecurity health. So what our solution does, it helps you to be on top of your organization's cybersecurity posture. Our business model, we adopt B2B business model, generating revenue by offering cybersecurity as a service, subscription fees from our SaaS solution, training and certification programs. Our team have 28 years experience in cybersecurity, led by me, a cybersecurity engineer, and as well as pen testers, cybersecurity consultants, developers, and operation manager. Our market size in Africa was estimated to be at 2.32 billion by 2020 from BusinessWise report, and we expect to capture at least 5% of this market share. Our traction, we have generated revenue of 158K USD as of 2021, November. We are proud to say we are winners of 2021 Tony Elumelu grant winners, and we have 25 companies on board. We are ISO certified company. Our competitor analysis, what makes our solution unique? It is cost effective, it is fast to deploy within 1 hour, it's a managed service, and it's flexible and scalable. We are asking for $300,000, which will help us to scale our business and have business presence into new African markets, and as well as help us to further develop our ESOP solution and acquire a new team that will help us to provide quality cybersecurity services to our clients. Thank you so much. Cybersecurity is complex. Join us and help us to secure our cyberspace. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. June. And now questions from the honorable judges, please.
All right, congrats on your progress so far. So how do you see like the 300K and the future being kind of Africa becoming more international and stuff like that? So do you see yourself developing through collaboration with other companies, or do you plan to kind of strengthen your first mover advantage through the kind of unique pricing model? What is kind of the vision there?
We are looking into partnership with also leading cybersecurity technology alliance, which will help us also to improve our technology because as we are in cybersecurity industry, the landscape in the threat industry keep changing. So obviously we need to also come up with new technologies that can always help us to combat rising cyber threats.
Thanks.
Thank you. Could you explain to me the uniqueness of your pricing model compared to other players in the market?
Our pricing model is quite cheaper than others in terms that some of the solutions, I can say their prices are quite higher. So what we are trying to do, we are giving organizations advantage that their existing solutions, they can just integrate them in one dashboard into our solution. So it's cost effective, it saves time for them to invest more into the existing cybersecurity solutions.
Excellent, thank you.
Those were the questions to Dr. June. And now, thank you.
Thank you.
That was a good one.
Thank you.
And no event about Africa would be anything without acronyms. Next, we're going to have a beautiful movie that will give us an entry and more introduction to actually what AGS is all about. AGS is a program, accelerated growth in Zambia for MSMEs. What are those? Micro, small, medium-sized enterprises. So here we go, a short introductory movie into ASG, and after that we have a 2-minute presentation about what the program is all about. Here we go.
Zambia's founding father, Kenneth Kaunda, said, "Ambition never ends." At the core of ambition is potential, and potential in Zambia is vast. If you're looking for investment avenues in Zambia, you might want to sit up for the next part.
Hi everyone, my name is Catherine Milling. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Nature's Nectar. Nature's Nectar is a sustainable honey company based here in Zambia, working to help protect local forests and bring a substantial income to the farmers that we work with, all through beekeeping. At Nature's Nectar, we're more than honey. We're really aiming to partner with local communities to bring long-term benefit and value through the preservation of local areas and beekeeping as an income. Thank you so much for hearing about our story today. We hope that you'll join us to help save the trees, save the bees, so we can make more honey and more money. Thank you.
My name is Professor Muka, a long-time teacher and founder of Mimetic Solutions. Mimetic Solutions was founded to bring equity and equality to our education system. We have 2 products, the Teachers Village and the Decade. The Teachers Village is an online teaching and learning platform which allows teachers to share resources, to network, and also gives them a platform to reach their learners. The Decade is an off-grid capable kit that uses augmented and virtual reality to take immersive learning to the furthest parts of our country, ensuring that no child is left behind. Currently, we have over 500 users on our platform, all accessing quality teaching and learning materials and networking. Help us reach more children.
Onyx Connect is providing life-changing technology and mobility to over 350,000 rural dairy farmers. My name is Wyson Lungu. I'm the founder and CEO of Onyx Connect. We are providing affordable and sustainable products that lead to job creation and earning potential. Every year in Zambia, 11.9 million liters of milk goes to waste, resulting in a loss of revenue of about $6 million. Onyx has partnered with Testpack to provide pay-as-you-go bicycles and solar products to these rural women farmers. The business climate in Zambia right now is very ripe in terms of digital growth, and we invite Finnish companies to be able to partner with Onyx Connect.
My name is Chavu Mchinshi, and I'm the CEO of Semantics Technologies. It's a company that is registered in Zambia, and also we develop edtech softwares. The most popular software that we have is called Smart Revision, and also this is basically a self-assessment portal with digital past papers and also with digital solutions. So we have partnered with Examination Council of Zambia and also a local telecom called Zamtel. We have more than 35,000 pupils online, and also we have more than 5,000 downloads on the Play Store. Investing in SC Smart Technologies means investing in the future generations, and also together we're putting a dent on our SDG goal number 4.
There you have it. And these are just the businesses we brought with us. There's a lot more where that came from. So when you think investment, think Zambia. If you're a Finnish organization, let AGS help you create networks that will accelerate the growth of your investment and level up potential into performance.
All right, and here to tell us more is Gareth Evans from the AGS program.
Good evening, everybody. Hello. It's amazing to be here and amazing to hear all these fantastic pitches and to have our businesses come all the way from the southern parts of Africa. It's been a journey to get here, but we're really pleased to be here and to be talking to you about what our business is. Zambia, as you've heard, is full of potential. Right now, we've got a new government that's come in, a pro-business government, and we're really excited to see that you come to Zambia and take advantage of these new opportunities. We're centrally located, accessible to all of the other countries around. About 363 million people are accessible from Zambia, so you've got a vast market to take advantage of. About 50% of the country is urban, 90% have access to mobile technology. They're young and they're tech savvy and ready to roll. We have an open sandbox with the central bank for fintechs. We've got some businesses that are doing really well. One is in Y Combinator right now. We have incubators and accelerators. We have WEAC here, we have Bongo Hive, Ambitious Africa. Great partner in Zambia to have. There's a new VC fund being developed. We're glad to be part of that as AGS, helping to develop the governance documents for that. There's a new Zambia Business Angels Network. And we just had our first impact investment conference in Zambia Monday and Tuesday, just this week. Things are moving fast in Zambia. You've got to get in on it. There's potential. So what can we do as AGS to help you come to Zambia? We're funded by the Ministry for Foreign Affairs of Finland, as you've heard. We are here to promote growth in Zambia for Zambian businesses and help build partnerships and linkages between Zambia and Finland. We have 5 key sectors: agriculture, mining services, renewable energy, and circular economy, with ICT and education as cross-cutting. So we're pleased to have so many Finn educators here today. We're supporting Zambian companies with capacity building so that we can help you reach good quality Zambian businesses and build your relationships. We're here to matchmake, help bring you guys together, help make things go smoothly, and help you to build out relationships. For Finnish and Zambian companies, we help you with feasibility studies for your investment go and no-go decision. You can come and test the waters and find out, is it really going to work for you? Once you figured out it is, because Zambia is full of potential, you have the opportunity to get some market access consultants who can help you with marketing, branding, HR, logistics, all these things. So once you've decided you want to come to Zambia, we can make it happen for you. So if you'd like more information, come and find me, come to the website, and we're happy to work with you and help you get into Africa, get into Zambia, and make things work. Up next, thank you very much, we have Hendrix, the CEO of Hendrix Cyclers.
All right. Hi, my name is Hendrix, and I'm from Hendrix Cyclers. So due to digitalization, the amount of electronic waste in the world has increased. Think about it. In 2019, the world generated a staggering 53.6 million tons of electronic waste, recycling only 17.4. Unfortunately, a lot of this electronic waste is ending up in underdeveloped countries because, for example, in Africa, most Africans cannot afford to buy a new electronic device. They buy second-hand devices that have outlived their lifespan, so they're used for a short time, they die, and this has led to a lot of electronic waste accumulating in Africa. So our startup has created the perfect solution to this problem. So we recycle electronic waste in a planet-friendly manner and recover precious metals that are provided to be reused in the making of new devices. In doing so, we're able to sustain mineral resources, we prevent diseases that come as a result of contamination of electronic waste, contamination of land and water from electronic waste, we reduce the climate change impact and are also able to create jobs for our people. So we have two major revenue streams. The first one is the sale of the recovered minerals and also the exportation of electronic waste that needs advanced technology to recycle. So we've raised over $10,000 through our partnership with the government, and the available market of electronic waste is about $20 million, and the available market is $2 million. So one of our greatest achievements has been able to engage various companies. What we initially used to do when we started was we would only collect electronic waste from those that fix electronics in markets, but we've engaged a number of companies that have given us an opportunity to be able to manage electronic waste for them, and have also onboarded a number of institutions that are providing us both with technical and financial support, such as these listed. So with competition, Zambia only has one other company that's managing electronic waste. So the company collects electronic waste in the capital city of Zambia, Lusaka, and is exported here in Europe for processing. So our startup is faced both to manage and recycle, giving us a very good competitive advantage. So our team comprises of me, Hendrix, I'm the CEO and the founder. I'm an environmental engineer. We've got Baston Chiwe, a mineral processing specialist, and Peter Chanda, who's our finance guy. So we're asking for $300,000. $300,000 will give us an opportunity to be able to buy the necessary equipment so that we can commercialize our activities and recycle electronic waste across the 10 provinces of Zambia, and even go further to recycle electronic waste in the southern region of Africa. So if you're passionate about SDG number 11 and 12, Hendrix Cyclers, our startup, is your perfect solution. Thank you.
Thank you, Hendrix. And now, you must have some good recycled questions, don't you? Right.
Yes, we sure do. Question number one, where do you source the raw material, the waste from?
All right, so great. So I think with Zambia, what happens is that when these phones die, there are a lot of these people that fix electronics in markets and so on. So people take their electronics there, but there are those that can't be fixed and they die completely. So those are the people that we've engaged. We go to them and we collect. And we've also engaged companies and mining companies, many other companies that have given us an opportunity to manage electronic waste for them. So we collect from them as well.
Thank you.
Thank you for your pitch. Can you tell us a bit more about how you plan to be financially profitable and when?
Come again? Can you ask?
How you plan to be financially profitable?
Okay, so great.
Profitability of the business.
Okay, so how we plan to grow financially, that's what you mean, of course. We plan to increase on how much electronic waste we're going to recover. We know that electronic waste contains a number of minerals. For example, there's palladium, which is pretty an expensive mineral, and many others. So because of our small capacity, we've only been able to focus on gold and copper. But if we can get the proper funding, then we can buy the necessary equipment that can also get to process palladium and many other metals that are in electronic waste. Then we can get to increase our production. Yes.
Thank you for the pitch. Waste is a big problem in the African continent. Last week in Lagos, one of the saddest things I heard visiting Loma, which is the Lagos State waste management industry, was most of the things, almost everything that is collected goes to a dump site. And this, I mean, everything. And as you know, most of the stuff in Europe used phones, used electronics, shipped in the African continent, right? Yes. So there's a big need. When it comes to scalability for you, how do you see your company scaling? That's the first question. And the second one is, are you planning?
No second question, just the one question and a quick answer. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So on how we are planning to scale, that was the first question. All right. So we've now engaged the government, and the government is now going to take about policies that is going to determine how electronic waste is going to be disposed in Zambia. That means people cannot throw electronic waste anyhow. We will have to put a central place where people can bring this electronic waste so that it's easy for us to collect and process. And when we talk about electronic waste, it's not just a problem that is obviously in Zambia, of course, even from the southern part of Africa. So we are also not just looking at Zambia, but are looking forward to be able to reach out to other countries as well and engage those governments.
Thank you. Super presentation. Thank you. And next, we have the most innovative innovations of tonight, right? The most innovative innovations of tonight are coming in the shape of quasi-innovations. Here we go.
Can I start? Reimagine a product that reduces environmental impact while simultaneously catering for the health industry. Greetings, everyone. My name is Untitled Chapter. I'm a founder and director of Quasi Innovations, and I introduce to you an advanced version of a hand sanitizer. The problem is people are complaining about constant sanitizing, skin irritation, ineffective hand sanitizer, dry skin after application, and pollution that is caused by latex gloves that are being dumped on land and they end up in rivers and oceans. Our solution is a biodegradable 2-in-1 glove-like hand sanitizer that you apply in your hands and it stays effective for a good 20 to 30 minutes. The glove is peelable and it dissolves in water within a few minutes, unlike latex gloves that takes years to decompose. We see all hand sanitizers, latex glove, and antibacterial hand wash liquid as our competitors. And our competitive edge is the fact that we mainly use organic ingredients that are easily accessible in Africa. It is a 2-in-1 because it acts as a sanitizer and a latex glove, which makes it innovative and sustainable. We have identified our target market as the health industry. And according to Africa Check, South Africa has about 1.2 million healthcare workers, which makes this a good market entry for us and it opens room to improved innovation. Our market research has shown that about 82.1% are people who will actually use our product when it comes to the market. And our prototype development, we've divided it into 3 stages, and we've successfully completed our first and second stage. We've taken our products into a microbiological laboratory testing and a dermatological laboratory testing. Now we are missing the last stage. Our ask is of $40,000 that will help us complete our last stage and actually be able to take our product into our last laboratory, which is a material testing laboratory. Our support is the University of South Africa, which gave us access to use their laboratories free of charge. They also provided us with 3 professors who are helping us in our prototype development. We are also consulting with current Bosman Sustainable Solutions to make sure that we are doing things accordingly since we have no background in laboratory and prototype development. Now that you've imagined wearing our glove, how can you help us achieve our business goals? Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's a timely product, right? Having something to protect your hands. Questions from the judges, please.
Thank you. So I understand this is a B2B product, so it's targeted to health professionals, health facilities. It is a timely product. Do you think there has been any recent inflation in the demand for such a product due to the COVID pandemic? And will the demand level be sustainable long term?
Can you please repeat the question to me?
Is the demand right now for this type of product, has it been higher due to the COVID pandemic?
Yes.
Or do you think there is a sustainable level of demand going forward?
The demand is now because of COVID, but we always had issues with latex gloves that are being dumped on land. But now the fact that there is COVID-19, so if we could introduce a product that can help on the pollution part and also acts like a sanitizer, since it's something that we're using on a daily basis.
Thanks. So, is there like a specific user category that it kind of benefits the most?
Sorry?
Is there like a specific kind of user category that it kind of benefit the most compared to what is kind of available at the moment?
I'm not sure I understand your question.
Like compared to like latex gloves, for example. So is there like business that would pay kind of even more to get this because there's like a very specific issue?
Yes, our glove is actually more expensive than the current sanitizers that it is right now because we are like targeting the environment and the health industry.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you for the questions. There was hesitance. Thank you very much for the good pitch. Thank you. Thank you. And next, I think that this guy could be God sent. His name is Godfrey, and he's talking about the fundi. Welcome on stage, Fundi from Tanzania.
Microphone test. Hello, I'm Godfrey Kilimomeshi. I'm from Tanzania, and I represent Fundi App, where we help companies and homeowners to hire vetted and background checked handymen, So this was inspired by the lack of access to decent work facing young Africans across Africa. According to African Development Bank, about 11 million young people enter the job market every year, but unfortunately, only 3 million get a chance to be employed. But on the other hand, we have companies, homeowners, who are struggling every day just to find a handyman who will prioritize quality, affordability, and reliability. But where to get such a handyman? Ta-da-da! We built Fundi App. This is a web and a mobile service marketplace that connect companies and homeowners to vetted and background checked handymen on demand. We are more faster, we are more affordable, and all of our services are insured. And this is setting us apart from all of our competitors. The total market size of handyman services across Africa is $30 billion, and it's our desire to acquire just 10% of this market. We are making money by taking commissions, and we take 20% commission on B2C, as well as 30% commission on B2B. Our financial projection shows that in 4 years' time, we are going to have a revenue of $2.5 million but also completing more than 100,000 tasks, as well as onboarding more than 10,000 handymen. We have launched our services since March this year, and since then we have attracted more than 2,000 active users, generating a revenue of $70,000, completing more than 2,000 tasks, as well as onboarding more than 1,000 handymen. Let me introduce you to our co-founding team. We're a group of 3 best friends, and I'm Godfrey. I have 8 years of experience in marketing and business development. That is my best friend, Paul, with over 6 years of experience in customer service. And the smiling face down there, that's Christopher Shaw, with over 5 years of experience in software development. We have been working closely with Tanzania Commission of Science and Technology, Vocational Education Training Authority of Tanzania, African Union, as well as African Development Bank to make Fundi App the next informal sector freelancing platform across Africa. We are looking for $120,000 pre-seed investment, but also we are looking for a commercial partner as well as mentors. Thank you very much. Kitos, asante sana. This is Fundi App.
Thank you, thank you. Now, the man has some questions, right?
Yeah.
Excuse me, do you do your work home? Do you do your plumbing yourself, do you?
No. So you have a client in me.
Sorry?
You have a client in me.
Yeah.
So this has been one of the biggest headaches. Anybody who lives in Africa and has built knows that this is like one of the biggest headaches ever. I've had to like tear down my bathroom 3 times because the quality was horrible.
Yep.
But when you talk about vetting, so how do you vet these guys? Because as you know, like we look out for each other, family,
Yes.
and then I'll tell my
Yes.
brother and my cousin and my cousin's maid to go write on your Fundi app that this guy is awesome.
Yeah. All right. So in Tanzania, we have partnered with the Vocational Education Training Authority, and they're helping us to have access to their pool of alumni who have started vocational training from this institution. But as well, if we have a Fundi who didn't go to college, these people are helping us to have like a capacity building to them and certify them so that they can be able to work on our platform.
Thank you, and I can assure you this would be very useful even here in Finland. I guess it's a global problem.
Kiitos.
A question about the handymen. They are informal sector workers, right? So would you, in the app, only connect the handymen to the users of the service? Or would there be an idea to maybe creating some kind of a digital identity for these handymen and making them one step closer to becoming formal sector workers, let's put it that way? Or would it be simply connecting them to the users of the service?
Okay. So for them to have access to the formal sector, it's already a problem. That's why we are building Fundi app, because they don't get jobs. So now we are helping them so that they can have access to have jobs and have to make income.
All right, thank you.
She had a question.
One short, 5 seconds question.
What about after solving for handyman?
Sorry?
What about after solving for handyman? What else could you do with this software? Do you have a vision?
Yes, I
have. The next problem you want to solve.
I have vision. First of all,
Yeah. He has 5 seconds for his vision.
all right. First of all, we are helping these handymans to keep records of their jobs and the revenue that they're having. But also we are helping them to have access to other services like health insurance, safety, and things like that. So it's like importing and making money. Thank you very much.
All right, cool. Thank you, Godfrey. And now it is my great pleasure to welcome one of the most interesting so-called organizations, communities. One of the founders, Ronnie, from Ambitious Africa. Where are you? Come here and tell us more about your coffee shop. No. Sorry.
Hi, everyone. So nice to be here. And actually, 2 years ago when we started, I never thought that this day would happen because of the pandemic. But now we're here all together. Amazing initiative. So thank you so much for letting Ambitious Africa be a part of this journey. My name is Ronnie. I'm a 25-year-old entrepreneur here from Helsinki and one of the young change makers behind the initiative. And a bit about Ambitious Africa. We are a youth-led movement trying to connect and allow the young people from both the African and the Nordic continent to work together to drive change. And for the past 2 years, we've been running and trying to make the young people connect. And that has resulted in more than 20 active teams working together in 20 African countries, but also in 3 Nordic countries. And now we're on a journey to connect it even further. And I think we have a lot of people here I met online. So it's a great pleasure to meet you here as well. And we're happy to connect, happy to continue to work and elevate all the different startups and activities around us. And next, I think we have a really interesting startup coming to the stage. So David, welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is David Moody, and I'm representing the Technology Mobility. And today, I'm here to sell you a helmet that you would want to be seen in. In 2020, we have seen that the micromobility industry has grown, and it's going to reach a growth of about 70 billion in 2028. One of the problems that we have encountered is that we have seen the growth in cities where cities are crowded and cyclists and motorists actually collide at road junctions, and we call that accident, and helmet laws are ignored in many countries. Is this problem really worth solving? Yes, it is. That is why we came up with our Helmetric hybrid helmet. This helmet comes with an LED light at the back and some extra technological features. It also comes with good technology for the head protection that ensures that a cyclist or a rider can actually have good protection when using our helmet. Our competitors, Helmetric is one of the few brands that actually offer 3 safety technologies all in one helmet, unlike many of the cycling brands that have been in existence. Through our business model, we engage OEM manufacturers or ODM manufacturers that put together our helmet, and then we sell it to other businesses like sports outlets or through e-commerce channels before it reaches our consumers. We have also other helmet brands in place, and as you can see, we have also been contacted by the BBC News Africa. They engaged us, and the Namibian newspaper as well. You can find us there, and we have good strategic partnerships in place to make sure that we get our helmets out there. We have a team of experts that are ready to put or that are putting this project into work with many years in international trade, product development, transportation engineering, and retail. We're asking for 250,000 euros so that we can expand to other markets like the Western and the Eastern African countries where there's much bigger populations, and in the Southern countries as well, like Zambia. You have seen Onyx Connect. They have bicycles but no helmets. So I think it is the best time. And we invite you today to come and invest in this award-winning helmet because we believe that it can save many lives. So thank you very much.
Thank you, David. That's good for people with no hair, especially because there's men with hair are the better men, you know. So questions from the honorable judges?
Yes, thank you for the pitch. I have to say the product looks really cool. What's the price point of this helmet compared to traditional helmets?
All right, since we have other helmets that we just showed you in the last slide, this is quite a premium helmet, and the price is, you will say it's quite hefty, but if we have to put it in euros, we'll say 189 euros. But we are trying to find a way on how we can keep our prices as low as possible, but it's actually still lower than the competitors. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, it feels like it's a bit of a expensive helmet, but it's kind of technological, so it's got some advantages. But what is your kind of optimal user segment and kind of changing the way people live if they kind of don't use helmets at all? Or is that the kind of audience you're looking for? Or is it the one that already is using helmets but don't want to be like more, safe or more fashionable? And just start with that.
Well, in Africa, especially in the Western and the Eastern countries, there is taxis. People use motorbikes as taxis, and helmets have not really been introduced there, so we want to target them. They are our main target markets, the commuters, but we have other helmets for cyclists as well, so we are trying to target those two groups. It's not just for fashion, but it's actually for protection, to protect them.
Thanks.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for the pitch. I love the design as well.
Thank you.
I'm trying to understand as well. The price is quite expensive.
Yes.
What if we just teach folks to use a normal helmet? How do we know that this is going to be 10x better than just introducing a behavior using a helmet?
Okay, yes, I understand about the price. The thing is, we have another version of this helmet, which is called the Helmetric Zero, but that one will be quite cheaper, so that we may be able to offer it to our African people, because it comes with an add-on light. Now, for this one, yes, educating is very important, because our people need educating, but our market is not just Africa alone, but it's also in Europe, because here the market is here, and we need to get here.
Thank you very much. Thank you. You have a helmet like that. Where is the helmet? Where is the helmet, David? Where is the helmet? We don't see a helmet. Yeah. Does he have a helmet? I don't know. But the next thing is a G thing. What is it? Maths G? Maths G. Go out, dude, on the stage and go out and give us the G moment of tonight. Thank you. That's the clicker for your slides.
Hello, hello. Okay, just testing. Can I start? Every student needs just-in-time support. This is why we as Maths G exist as a software as a service solution to provide knowledge sharing and collaboration support for learning communities. We are trying to validate our solution. So we've gone to Silicon Valley, at Global Silicon Valley, and we came out top. We went to the African Development Bank, we came out top. We are here in Finland, we hope to be on top as well. So the problem that we're solving is that when the pandemic hit, it showed us that there were systemic problems in our education system, especially in the support arena. There are no remote platforms there are no platforms to support remote learning. The second thing is that we don't have knowledge management infrastructure in Africa where students can refer to. And lastly, because it's now a gig economy, we are not training our students to be ready for the gig economy, so we created a way to monetize knowledge. So our solution does three things. Firstly, it provides a ready-to-use support mechanism just in time, whether at school or at home, and it provides learning communities with an opportunity to host their own knowledge management platform. And also, we are helping learning communities unlock revenue streams. So if, for example, I am an expert in Python and I have followers on Twitter, I can come up with a Maths G instance and be able to charge subscriptions or to make it free and be able to benefit from our peer-to-peer innovations that we have. You can do peer-to-peer donations or peer-to-peer lessons, live video lessons behind a paywall. The market size for education is growing. It is not secret, and I don't think I should stay too much on this page because Finland, I know you know about education more than me. So as we are moving forward, we have 15 communities that we're supporting. We have a mixture, 5 private communities that are being run by entities, that is schools and meetup groups. And then we have 10 public ones. So far, we have about 55,000 questions and answers, and we're averaging 164,000 monthly active users. At the beginning of the pandemic, we had 5,000 monthly active users. So our business model is that we have a subscription for learning communities that they have to pay in order to host. So thank you.
Thank you, AJ. That what you do with snakes, like Python, kind of is it like a tigers and pythons? What's that kind of dangerous animals? Okay, so questions for the judges. That was an official dad joke. Did you notice?
Right.
No questions.
Can you explain the revenue model and the cost side once more? So you charge a fixed monthly fee.
Yes.
But then the users are also able to provide the service either for free or for a cost. So how does that equation play out?
So thank you. So a learning community can have an instance. So for them to have an instance, we have 3 options. It can be free, or $100 or $200 a month. But this is just a filter so that we maintain our integrity in terms of content. Otherwise, we are actually onboarding most learning communities for free, and then we're making money through the activities. So the more money that the community makes, the more we make. They make money through subscriptions, where if they put a paywall on their art, we get a commission. Or if they donate to each other within the community, we get a commission. If they teach each other through live video, we get a commission. So that's how we make money.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. How do you ensure the quality of education?
Sure, thank you.
And also, how do you measure that?
Thank you very much. So we have a permission system. So if you host your instance, you can tell us what kind of permissions. Do you want experts only to answer, or do you want everybody to answer and have moderation? So there are ways and means that we have. So it is per instance, and it depends with the kind of modalities that you want. And with the measuring of outcome, we believe that our thesis is that participation drives outcomes. So we do have a learning management system where all these instances plug into, and they can take tests and quizzes, or we can even plug into school LMSs, because we've achieved what is known as learning technology interoperability through a protocol that is accepted by all educationists. Thank you.
Is this a platform that also includes international providers, or is it only local providers?
So it's unlimited. We can have
Thank you. It is unlimited. The sky is the limit and beyond. Thank you. That was a G moment. Now, I must say that this is probably the most complicated business model I've seen in years. It reminds me of buying mobile roaming devices back in the 80s, you know. Ugh. AJ might work on that. Okay. Next up, we have someone who has, what is it that he has in his hand? Mcs Tech. Listen to that. It's Christmas time. Is it Santa Claus who is coming? No, it isn't. It is Nathan. Nathan, go on stage. Yay!
This is how we do it in Africa. By listening to the sound of this device to find the location of our cattle. Hello, I'm Nathan from Image Technology, and we make farming easy. Meet my friend Mr. Moody, who is a cattle farmer. He uses a pen and paper method to monitor the activities of his cattle. He relies on the human eye to determine if his cattle are healthy or drinking water properly. This process is full of human errors, which result in Mr. Moody losing his cattle to problems like animal disease, animal theft, as well as drought. Mr. Moody is not alone. According to Statistics Botswana, 400,000 cattle were lost to foot and mouth disease. 300,000 cattle were lost to animal theft. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the Smart Cattle Management System, a system that is powered by artificial intelligence, blockchain, and IoT. Through this system, a farmer doesn't need to use the pen and paper method. Rather, our system collects animal data on real time, and that data is analyzed by artificial intelligence. Then you are able to detect if an animal is about to be sick 24 hours before it happens. We don't necessarily detect also, but rather we also provide recommendation on how the farmer can can solve that particular problem. The best thing about this product is that the more data we gather with our system, the more efficient our system becomes. We are going after a huge market, which is estimated to be 4.1 billion. And in Africa, there are 356 million cattle. And we are targeting 2.4 million cattle in Botswana by year 2022. I'm proud to say we are moving fast. This started as an idea when I was doing my project in University of Limpopo. And now I'm proud to say that we have a fully functional product, functional prototype, and we have like 20 smart tech in 4 testing centers. And we have 1,500 farmers on board in our system. We are in partnership with powerful organizations. Our business model is simple. We provide what is called hardware as a service, where we charge a license fee per each mass check. We also provide what is called software as a service, where we charge a subscription fee for a dashboard. And we also generate revenue through the sale of cattle through our platforms. Our value proposition is simple. The reason why farmers choose us is that we are able to bring efficiency and also bring traceability into the beef value chain. We are not alone in this market, but rather, one thing that makes us to stand out is that we are able to provide farmers with a more reliable and efficient system. We have a strong educated team. And what I'm happy about this team is that 50% of our team are women. My ask is $600,000, which will use to reach a market of 2.4 million. Please join me so that we can reach the following SDGs in Africa. Thank you.
Whoa, thank you. Now, did we hear Christmas bells questions? Did we? Honorable judges, come on, sing some questions, please.
Thank you. This seems like a very high impact business model. And as you mentioned, the more users you have for this service, the better it probably works. Yeah. So there is some value in having a lot of data in your system. But is the solution affordable enough so that you can achieve that critical mass?
You mean the affordability of the system?
Yeah, so is this affordable enough so that an average farmer can actually purchase the solution?
Yeah. Actually, the system is affordable, such that we are trying to use materials which are quite cheaper, and also we are trying to make sure that we are trying to make sure that through the manufacturing of our system, we try to make sure that we outsource the development of our system so that we don't incur much cost. You see in Botswana, like we don't have that infrastructure where we can manufacture this system. So we are going to outsource the development of our system to countries like Vietnam, where they offer cheap labor. So that will make our system much cheaper when we are developing it.
Okay, thank you. Questions?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like an aura ring for cows. Like, but yeah, really cool. I kind of had the same idea that is it like too expensive for the farmers in comparison to kind of the benefits of keeping in track of the kind of health of the cow. But have you kind of sampled any feedback from the farmers, or not farmers, but people with the cows? Yeah.
Come again, I can't hear you.
Like, have you talked a lot with people that could be your customer? And what's
actually, like when I was developing this project, I'm in partnership with the government. So, like, as I'm speaking now, like we have like four testing centers. We have like which have like 20 smart techs. So we're doing a product validation like for 3 years now, and they're really happy about this system, and they're really waiting for it to be initiated. Like last month. The president of Botswana, Dr. Eric Mkwetsi, went to another certain village which is called Madinar, where like it's close to Zimbabwe. So we find that in that area, cattle are stolen, then they are transported to Zimbabwe. And through my system now, I'm able to solve that particular problem.
Thank you, Nathan.
And by the way. I'm happy for being here in Slash, and today I'm graduating. I just completed my degree in software engineering.
Wow, cool. Thank you. Thanks. Let's give him a off the stage. Now that was our last competitor in the pitching competition. Now the judges are gonna go out. And what they need to do is the reason they have these computers is that there's a 27-dimensional scoring model that is helped with machine-learned artificial intelligence that is then being put into a Helmetric, and that comes out as an app in an NFT format. So judges, please go out and do your magic while there's a guy out there in a pink shirt who is from You're from Africa, right?
Yeah,
And
Africa is bright
you're
and
gonna
colorful,
lead a
right?
panel. Come on stage. So, I've seen you before, and you do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But you've never achieved anything, and that's why you're here.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yes, yes. He is the future, and now it's up to you to describe the beautiful panel. Why are these chairs this close? They can't sit this close, right?
Let me put my friends here.
Cool. But the panel discussion is gonna be the hottest panel tonight in this room, okay? Intro yourself, my friend.
Well, hello, everyone. How you doing? All right. So, may I ask quickly that we just stand up? Yeah, that's more like it. That's like it. And then let's have a big round of applause for our startups. That, ladies and gentlemen, was just the taste of what Africa can give you. So tonight, I'm going to have a very informal but casual. Yes, please do sit down. Do sit down. Thank you. All right. So tonight we're going to have a very informal but casual, but rather, experience-based discussion with some of the finest people that I'm getting to work with today. So all the way from here in Finland, may I ask Jussi to please come to the stage. So please do pass by my, oh yes, definitely, this is nice. I like microphones. Microphone 1, microphone 2. Jussi, please, just grab a seat.
Thank you.
All right, and here's your mic.
Thank you.
All right, enjoy it. And all the way from Africa, but based here in the Nordics community, may I ask Lamin to please join me on stage. Whoop. Hello, my brother, and here's your mic. All right, so today's discussion, like I said, very casual, and without wasting time, I will get into it. But without going deeper into trying to figure out what these guys do, I'll just give them 1 minute to quickly introduce themselves and their startups or their work, and then we will then start into getting into the meat of the discussion. So Jussi, starting with you. Just tell us a little bit about what you do, and the works. Just 1 minute.
Where's your microphone?
My microphone is somewhere.
I heard that, yeah. Excellent. So my name is Jussi. I'm a CEO and founder of a company called Fuzu. Fuzu is a talent development and employment platform focusing on Eastern and Western Africa. We've been doing this for the past 7 years. Have served about 13 million people, and that's about it about Fuzu. And I've been working in Africa the past 17 years already. Have been living on the ground in Southern Africa, several countries, East Africa, worked a lot in West Africa, worked a lot in North Africa as well. And the key thing there is that I've been working, looking at the kind of the tech ecosystem from multiple viewpoints, from the funders' viewpoint, from the multinationals' viewpoint, even working inside governments, and now startup entrepreneurs. So I've been looking from different sides. Yeah.
Definitely. So he's an African from Finland, basically. All right. So now we have Lamin. Please, quickly in 1 minute.
Hi everyone. I am Lamin. Like he said, I'm from Africa. I'm originally from Gambia, a small country in West Africa, but I've been outside of the continent for the past 10 years. I'm currently the CEO and co-founder of a Stockholm-based startup called Bantaba. And what we are doing is that we are building a digital platform that would enable tech startups on the African continent to be able to harness the resources present within the African diaspora community. And resources here would mean being able to access knowledge that's present within the community, network, but also more importantly, capital within the African diaspora community.
Yeah,
Happy to be here.
So tonight it's all about that. What can Africa offer the Nordics community, and what can the Nordics community offer Africa, right? So we're gonna hear from a Finnish who has done a lot of work going into Africa, working with the hurdles in Africa, telling us his personal experiences and how those are, so that if you are listening there at home and here in Finland with us, you can start planning, right? And then we're gonna hear from Lamin, who has spent a lot of time coming towards the Nordics community, how he has done it, and then so that our startups here and those that are back at home that we work with at the Southern Africa Innovation Collective can actually start now planning to connect. So we'll start with Yussi. Yussi, how has the journey been? Just from your personal experience, before the startup life. I know you've done some things in Africa before getting into the enterprising side, but before also getting into the investment side of things. So please just share your personal experience with the crowd.
Yeah. So when I kicked off my journey 2004, that's ages ago, I had this vision that I want to provide, contribute to the development of the continent by providing my expertise to actually non-profit sector. So I started from UNDP, United Nations Development Program. Then after that, I worked several years as an advisor to the Mozambican Minister of Science and Technology. And at that point, my thinking was that I can actually catalyze change by influencing policy making, attract funding, build strategic programs, and execute them, using the kind of the best practices I had gained before. But I realized pretty quickly that the world was not changing fast enough. Yeah. And I then realized that governments were incapable of actually driving change at the pace that we need. The challenges that the societies are facing are so big that the only way to get things moving is to actually work through private sector, or at least in collaboration with private sector. Yeah. So that's when I've moved my focus then to innovators, tech entrepreneurs, how to help them to get on their feet, build their innovations and so forth. So that's kind of I'd say that the core lesson of the journey is that the change starts from you guys, for all the innovators in the room, and you create also the mind shift change, the culture shift that we need for the future Africa.
Yeah, but what were the hurdles there? You make it sound like it was rosy.
It wasn't rosy, of course. So yeah. I'd say that the kind of the high school or university or doctorate degree for me was when I was minister's advisor, and so really sort of pushing through the hurdles of public sector, really getting the government to buy into a new way of thinking. And to put citizens at the forefront of what they do was not something that most governments did. Yeah. I could write several books about my journey as minister's advisor there. There were so many crazy stories, all the situations I ended up with. In some ways, I took it with humor because you could. In retrospect, you could see it as abuse even at times, but I took it as it was a fun experience. I'll just give you one anecdote. Yeah. There was a very, very big innovation conference in Maputo around 2006, and my minister, brilliant guy, had his PhD from Netherlands, and he was going to give the opening presentation the following morning. So we always worked very long days. He worked 12, 13, 14, 15-hour days. And so I met him at the car park of the ministry at 9 o'clock in the evening. And then he told me, hey, Yussi, so where's my presentation for tomorrow? And I said, yeah, the deck is here, so let's look at it on my laptop. And we then took it, went through the presentation. He said, yeah, it looks pretty good. But, and I'm all the time calling him Your Excellency. Your Excellency, what do you think about this? And he says, yeah, this is fine. Just make these edits here. And then he says that, you see, so where's my paper? I said, what do you mean by paper? So where's my scientific paper? So we didn't discuss about any papers. But then, you see, I'm a scientist. I'm going to have tomorrow, I'm going to present this to these 1,000 people. I'm going to present a scientific paper. And you are going to write it overnight. Oh. So then I made a 25-page research with all the references, everything overnight. In the morning, there was a 25-page scientific research on every single participant seat. So just one example of the hurdles I went through, yeah.
Yeah, nice stuff. Thanks for those perspectives. Yeah, so the reverse. Where did the journey begin? What made you even think of coming to the Nordic area of Europe, and how was that journey? And yeah.
Yeah, very good question. I see my journey as an entrepreneur, but also precisely the reason why we are building Bantaba as kind of a result of my personal experience of being outside of the continent for the past 10 years, right? And I would start precisely from the beginning, right? When I left Gambia. Unlike many other young people, the purpose of living was to study abroad. And then that journey first took me to India, which was a completely different experience for me, having come from a very small country. Yeah. But then in the same year, I moved to Italy, and studied there for a while, and then spent some time in the US and in Ireland. And like in all these places, I've been very, very privileged to meet so many talented people of African origin. Right, and this is the main inspiration of now, behind the startup that now we are building. And then you looked at these people, they are talented, they've achieved a lot, but then when you reflect on this, you imagine what is the continent missing in these people, right? And that's precisely the question now that we are trying to answer. And then if we tie this to Nordic, I mean, my journey to the Nordic, and specifically in Sweden, it's because of the level of innovation, but also the kind of the business environment that exists for early stage companies. And the culture that exists, that people are very, very willing to kind of be part of these exciting, but sometimes very, very uncertain journeys. And that's precisely why I'm here in the Nordics.
Oh, nice, nice. So now we're gonna get deeper. Right? And so you're going to share a little bit about Fuzu. And I hear you set up startups in Africa now, investing in some now. What are the hurdles? Like, there's lots of red tapes, in terms of moving from outside, coming into the continent. How have those been? And how did you overcome them? What organizations did you work with? Yeah, how has that journey been?
Yeah, I'd say that one sort of big decision, of course, of what you have to do at the beginning was that what is the market that we use as a landing station?
Yeah.
And I had been working in about 13 countries across the continent at that point. So I had good exposure, having lived several years in South Africa as well. Had worked a lot in East Africa, West Africa, Northern Africa. So I chose Kenya as the entry point because it was a very sort of good proxy market. Proxy market sort of allowing us to test business models, also learn rapidly on the ground, fluent business environment, light regulation and so forth. So it was a good place to actually land.
Yeah.
And then to test out your innovation, then start pushing it elsewhere. So we didn't really have too many challenges there. I said that the big thing for us was that I wanted to build Fuzu for scale since beginning, so I also had to then structure the company in a way that it allows us to do that. So I had to then set up a subsidiary in Mauritius, then to start building the branches on the ground and so on. So kind of think about the legal incorporation straight from the get-go, including the tax setups and all that sort of things. And so there's of course quite a lot of work there. But having had worked in so many different sort of domains, it wasn't really that difficult.
Yeah, so the immersion before
exactly. So I had
living in Africa.
I had done the mistakes with everyone else's money before that.
Awesome. Yeah, so Bantaba, how has that been setting it up? I mean, the Nordics community, they're not necessarily Africa, but they have welcomed you. How have they assisted you in navigating and settling in such that you are able to help our brothers and sisters here in the diaspora, but even those that are back home in Africa?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think I consider ourselves quite fortunate that we are building the company out of the Nordics because, I mean, you asked him about challenges, right? When I list my challenges and compare it to the challenges that some of these founders face, it's quite different, and hats off to them. I think I would start with, I think, the early stage financing landscape here, which is quite well developed, right? When we just started our journey, we also started it with fundraising at the same time. And when we just had an idea and a pitch deck, and the enthusiasm from the Nordics people, right? Most of the investors involved in our pre-seed round had no connection to Africa, but they knew the potentials, right? They know the market potentials that's out there, and everyone wants to be part of that. Everyone wants to support that journey, right? But also, I think in addition to making commercial gains for it, there is also a real impact to be made out there, right? Supporting entrepreneurs on the continent that are solving really very important problems. I keep on joking with startups my startup friends in Sweden that it's only founders in Africa that are solving real problems. Because now I guess in Europe or most of the developed countries, except you are doing deep tech,
yeah.
it's almost always incremental, right? But when you look at these founders here, they are either extending healthcare coverage to communities that do not have any coverage, right? Or education to communities that had no access to basic or decent education. So I think it's super important that we are able to mobilize ourselves in the diaspora to be able to support these entrepreneurs and be part of the solutions to the problem. Yes, we can complain as much as we should, but also we should find ways to try to be part of the solutions. And I think these founders here are the solutions to the problems.
So our African resilience is our strength when coming to the Nordics communities. Yeah.
And maybe just continuing there, so we just launched Fuzu now last Tuesday in Nigeria. And when I was giving my opening sort of speech or presentation there at the event, one of the things what I actually was sort of going back to was, what are the things actually that bring me back to the continent over and over again? Because there are certainly easier places for one to do business.
Yeah.
But it is this immense drive and ambition and aspiration to become better, to grow, and this never-ending optimism that I just love. I love it so deeply that it just brings me back all the time. And it's not a sort of naive thing, but it really is energy that sort of resonates and gives you kind of drive for your own growth all the time.
The color and spirit of Africa. It's all right. So we have about 5 minutes. We're going to wrap up now. And just out of curiosity, in addition to the African resilience, which is really our flavor and which the Nordics community has really loved about us and has welcomed, what would you give as an advice to our fellow startups here, those watching from home, as they are preparing now, because now they know the Nordics community is ready for them? What should they first do and how should they go about it?
Yeah, I mean, I think my first advice would be to be open-minded and be out and be looking out for corporations. I think the future for Nordic Africa Corporation it's very bright, and I see that being driven by young people, which makes me very optimistic. I mean, we are more open-minded, if I might put it that way. I think we are tech-savvy, but also we are purpose-driven, right? We want to be engaged on activities that are purpose-driven. And I've heard one of the founders talk about finding markets outside the borders. I think that's super, super important. I mean, we shouldn't think that we are limited to the boundaries of the continent. We should be looking for opportunities from outside of the continent, because the solutions that these founders are providing, I think, are relevant for most of the societies across the world. So my advice would be to be open to collaborations, to have an open mind, and be very, very engageful, right? There are a lot of initiatives here, the one that you're working for. Yeah. And I think Ambitious Africa is also a fantastic platform for this. I think these founders, but also in general, young people should be more engaging into this kind of activities.
Definitely. Same question to you, but to the investors or collaborators and partners from Finland, beyond just trying to immerse themselves first, what can they do? What should they prepare for?
Yeah, I say that the big thing is to have a big bag of humility when you go. And what I mean by humility is really not to expect that you understand anything when it comes to the market, when it comes to user behavior, when it comes to purchasing patterns. Everything needs to be researched, everything needs to be experimented, everything needs to be tested. And the mistake what I see very often is that particularly Finnish companies go very often with a fixed mindset and fixed business models that they try then to just export. And yes, if you're then happy to serve the top tier of the economy that is tiny, 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 probably comparable to mid-sized city in Finland, that's fine if that's what you want to do, okay. But then if you want to go for the deep market, that's when you need to be much more humble, do much more research, and really get to understand the market better.
All right, gentlemen, thank you. Ape is going to come through, but before he goes, I just want to remind you guys, both from the Nordics, immerse yourself, be humble, learn. Nigeria and Kenya are different. Even Lagos and Abuja are different, and you will find that out once you have deeply immersed yourself. And to the Nordics community, African community, come through with an open mind. Remember, you are the ones currently solving the real challenges of the world. So be free, come and engage with the Nordics community, and let's start that collaboration and take it to the next level. And from myself and the Southern Africa Innovation Collective, we welcome you to the Southern African tip of Africa, and we will help you connect like these men are connecting the two countries and continents. Thank you so much. It's been great having you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Thank you, man. Yeah.
Super cool. Excellent job. Thank you, Tabiso.
brother.
And thank you, everyone. And you know who has done the hardest job? The hardest job has been the poor judges. The poor judges have been sitting there, and now they are, where are they? Yes, I see them. Who is the one who dares to come on the stage? So now, people understand that there have been hundreds of startups involved in a process that has been horrible for the startups. I've been a part of acceleration programs across the world for the last, I don't know how many years, hundreds of programs. I've seen tens of thousands of startups, and it's always a horrible process. You're exhausted, especially now when it's dark and it's cold and it's miserable, right? And now is the hardest moment, the most difficult moment. We have the 4 judges. I think that they're too afraid to let anyone come alone on stage, so they need to come together. Hold your hands, judges, and come to the stage. The long man leading the pack. Look at them. They are the ones who made that decision. Have you made a decision? Have you? Wow, they have made a decision. That's good. Yes, come on.
Do you want to take this on with you?
Do I dare to give you the microphone? He looks like a singer, doesn't he? You're laughing. Doesn't he look like a singer? Sing.
It's too much pressure, guys. I can't do it. The pitches were awesome. Thank you very much for pitching. We all enjoyed it. We were all very intrigued. And it was a bit difficult for all the others except this one. We had a runaway winner because of the energy, because of the business model, and especially because of the need that it was fixing. And the winner for today is Fundi app. And Fundi goes away with 3,000 euros.
Thank you very much. This is very exciting. And I want to thank the judges. I want to thank SAIS. I want to thank Costec. I want to thank my fellow startup. I had a great time, great experience. Let's make Africa work, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Africa, our time is now.
You can just go, yeah. Thank you. What a privilege it's been to be here today as a Finnish Senegalese woman, born and raised in Ivory Coast. I've never seen this atmosphere in Helsinki. Thank you for bringing it here. It really warms my heart. On top of the great winner that we had today, it's not always about the best of the best business cases. It's not always about bringing money or having the best management team. Thus, we wanted to also reward 2 runner-ups. And I'm not saying that these didn't have the previously mentioned qualities, but we have 2 runner-ups. And let me just quickly check what are the prizes. So for the second runner-up, we're gonna give a power bank, a social media marketing consultancy and mentorship. And then for the first runner-up, we'll give a power bank, a GDPR compliance consultation, F-Secure total license for 1 year. Do you want to start with? No, I'm going to start. I'm going to start with the second runner-up, which was a very close one to me, went directly into my heart. It was about humanity. It's about having an insight, understanding the user problem, and turning that into a product that can actually bring equity and dignity. Having been myself as well, 1.5 years in a wheelchair, I really, really appreciate. Absolutely. Welcome, runner-up number 2, PRD Logical Solutions.
And we have one more runner-up. And in this business model, we especially love the way it tackles a genuine problem in the continent, and it keeps the entire value chain of the business also within the continent. And that was a key criteria. And the runner-up is Hendrix Cyclers.
And now, don't leave the stage, because it is a great tradition at the end of all of such programs that all of the startups and all of the jobs get together on stage and we test whether this holds. So come here in front and then we take pictures. And with this gathering of the people, we want to say bye-bye to the people who have been online. So all startups come on stage and we'll take a group picture with all of the judges and everyone. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Remember, Africa is the future of humanity. Yes, yes, and then we have taller people in the back and shorter people in the front. And not too spread out. Tighter people, tighter. Rather have 4 rows than have 2 rows. Closer, closer. Here is the line. Get on tuck like this. Tic-tock-toe. There, move, people. Come to the front. Thank you, good.
You have to be there,
Yeah. You don't have to be worried about me. I'm a big boy. Cheers.
Make us say something.
Yeah. Kiitos.
Africa, our time is now.
Whoa. Okay. Well done.